What's the difference between a CDD and an HOA? Hey there, welcome back. Or if this is your first time here and you want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the alert icon so you can be the first to see these videos about all things Tampa. I'm Wade Cleary, and if you're thinking about moving to the Bay Area in a week, a month, or a year, shoot me a text, call, or an email so I can help make your move to the Bay as easy and as smooth as possible. A Community Development District, or CDD in Florida, is a special government district set up by a developer to finance and manage infrastructure and amenities in a neighborhood. This can include roads, water systems, parks, and even community pools. Now let's use an example. Let's say there's a developer who purchases a large plot of land with the plans of making a high-end residential community. He borrows money not only to buy the land, but also build out the community. Now, we're gonna need a really cool name for this community. Let's call it Wade's World West. With its basic infrastructure like roads, water and storm lines, and even electrical lines and fiber network. Now, once all of the parcels have been plotted out, then the community infrastructure such as guard gates, clubhouse and community pool, dog park, playground, and even tennis courts are built out and the neighborhood is complete. Now, the advantage of a CDD is that the bond is paid back by the residents who share the community amenities over time, typically a 30-year loan. This allows for the home buyer to affordably enter into the new home because the full expense of their development portion is not front-loaded onto the cost of the home when they initially purchase. It's being financed, just like the concept of a mortgage on the house. Also keep in mind that the CDD fees are generally not tax deductible. So while they're on your tax bill, they're considered assessments rather than an ad valorem tax. There are two parts to a CDD, the bond and the operations and maintenance. The bond is the initial loan a developer uses to build out the infrastructure of the community. This is typically a 30-year bond or loan and will always stay the same. Once the bond is paid off, this portion of the CDD fee on your tax bill will go away. The second part of the CDD is the operations and maintenance, which pays for the ongoing upkeep and maintenance of the community, and this portion of the fee will vary, as most things do with inflation and cost of goods increasing over time. As an example, these items could be roads, drainage, and major amenities. A CDD is run by board members that are elected by the residents and are compensated for their time, and the function of the CDD is to maintain the common areas and the conservation areas within the community. HOA stands for Homeowners Association. The HOA is more of a regulatory group enforcing the written rules of the community. Each of these associations will have 3 governing documents: covenants, conditions, and restrictions, or CCRs, bylaws, and rules and regulations. The CCRs are the legal rules that establish the big picture guidelines for the community. They dictate what homeowners can and cannot do with their properties and to maintain a certain standard. Now, some examples are restriction on home colors of the exterior or modifications, landscaping and lawn maintenance requirements, parking rules such as no street parking overnight, and even pet restrictions such as breed or size limits. Now, how they differ is that the CCRs are legally binding and recorded with the property deed, meaning they apply to all homeowners automatically when they buy a home in the community. The bylaws govern the internal operations of the HOA itself, including how it is run and managed. They outline procedures for meetings, voting, and leadership. Now, some of the examples for an HOA is how board members are elected and their responsibilities, how often HOA meetings are held, voting procedures for community decisions, budgeting and financial management rules, and how they differ are bylaws do not control homeowner behavior, they dictate how the HOA itself operates. Now, the last one is the rules and regulations. They're more of a day-to-day rules enforcement by the HOA to keep the community in order. They are based on the CCRs, but are often more detailed and easier to change by the HOA board. Some examples are pool hours and guest policies, trash can placement and pickup rules, noise restrictions and quiet hours, or maybe even gym or clubhouse usage guidelines. Now, how they differ, unlike CCRs, which require a legal process to change, rules and regulations can often be updated more easily by the HOA board without a full community vote. This graphic breaks down the 3 documents and their purposes. The HOA fee is billed to the homeowners directly, either monthly, quarterly, or yearly. This fee is in addition to your monthly mortgage bill. HOA fee covers neighborhood aesthetics, rule enforcements, and items such as lawn care, security, and even clubhouse upkeep. Many Florida communities have both a CDD and an HOA, so make sure you check both costs and responsibilities before purchasing a home. Thanks for watching. See you next time.